Already know what it is. It's your boy Marty, aka No Man Exclusive.
And it's the best gym staff at this club, Brianna Brown.
It's Brianna. That's it.
Giver, aka Norbu.
And today we are joined with Miss McNeil, the Dean of Palm Beach State College. Thank you for joining us today. How are you?
I am great. I'm excited to be here with you all. Thank you for inviting me.
And you're so welcome. So, you're the Dean. That means you're the big dog, right? So, why don't you take us through your day from the time you wake up to the time you be on the road to the time you make it here and going back on home? Just tell us how it goes.
Okay, wonderful. Well, I actually have two roles at the college. So I have the role of campus oversight. So my official title is Executive Dean at the Belle Glade campus. So that encompasses the campus facilities and oversight of the campus, and also Dean of Student Services. So I actually live on the coast, so that takes me about an hour and 15 minutes to get here. That's just one way, so you can imagine that's about 2 hours and 30 minutes a day, but I am committed to doing it. I have been traveling here since 2013 from the coast to Belle Glade because I love Belle Glade, I love the community, I love what I do, and I love the youth and students that I serve. So I've been at the Belle Glade campus since 2013. So I wake up about anywhere from 5:30 to 6 o'clock in the morning. I always check my calendar in the morning. That sets the tone of my day. I know what meetings I'll have. That lets me know how I'll even dress. I will certainly get my coffee because that gets my day started as well. I will have my meditation. That gets my morning right and my mind right, more importantly. Usually, on that long drive out, I will talk to some friends, some personal friends, and oftentimes I will even have business meetings, in the morning. And so that's just usually a lot of times how I get my day started on the long way out.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
Well, I'm seeing you're a very busy woman. You got a lot of stuff going on yourself. So tell us, like, what pursued you into this career? Like, what made you say executive dean? Like that?
Well, this is my 26th year in education. So let's just start there. But I didn't originally start on this journey. So I first of all will say to you all, and I love the Boys and Girls Club because and the staff that are here, because what you're doing right now with focusing on, as young people, focusing on your career and your future journey and starting leadership right now, which is where I started at your age, and it prepared me for the future as a young person. Even in high school, I was a part of student government association and other clubs and organizations when I was in high school, and groups such as this that prepared me to be a great orator and to speak up. And then when I went to college, I was a part of organizations and the sorority and student government. All of these things prepared me for my future. And then when I graduated from college, I actually started in corporate America, working for AT&T and Blue Cross and Blue Shield. But then eventually I wanted to use my degree, which was in science, biology, and I started teaching high school biology, chemistry, and physics for about 6 years, and then I ended up going back getting my master's degree, and then went into administration, and then I was a school principal. I was a school principal for about 9 years at IB Magnet Middle School. I had 43 languages at my school and 1,100 students, and that's why I was a cafeteria voice. And so I did that for about 9 years, and then eventually went into higher education. So that's kind of my journey. So you can see I've had a well-rounded journey, didn't always work in education, but always had an intention and always a goal and always kept moving. And now I'm working on my next steps even now. In the next 4 or 5 years I could retire. I probably won't retire, I'd be too young. But I'm still in school. You know, I've got my doctorate degree in 2018, and now I'm in grad school even now. I'm getting a master's in law. I have 3 more classes and I'll be done. So even now at my current age, I'm still pursuing something more. And that's what I always tell anybody, lifelong learning. You know, you're never too old to learn. You know, just keep continuing to push forward and improve yourself.
You mentioned that you took bio classes, like in science and stuff.
Yes, my degree is in biology.
Yes. Did you did you intentionally take those classes to teach?
Yeah.
Like education, or was there another reason why you took it?
Yes, originally I was pre-med. I was actually accepted into medical school, but at that time I'm an only child, and my mom got sick, and you know, just kind of being a caregiver of my mother, I've made another career decision, which I don't regret or whatever, but I was accepted into Morehouse Medical School, which is co-ed. Yeah, my degree is in pure biology. So yes.
If you had a time machine, like to go back, like what career would you like pick?
Well, my goal was to be a physician. I was going to be actually, and it's so funny, I was going to be a coroner. And when I began to kind of force myself, I know, right? I was going to do reconstruction of dead bodies, and then I started trying to make myself look at crime scenes, and I realized immediately I don't want to look at crime scenes and dead bodies, so that went out the door. And next in my journey, before I decided not to, I said, okay, well, let me look at gerontology, the study of the aged. And so that was going to be my next journey or whatever within the scope of medicine.
What was your toughest class for college?
My toughest class in college would probably be organic chemistry 2. And that's because my professor, which really kind of pushed me for critical thinking. I remember him saying, look up in the air and see the anomers and the atoms rotating. And I remember our classmates like, what is you seeing? Because we ain't seeing what you see. However, you know, it pushed our critical thinking and the ability to try to imagine things connected. And I always tell people how that has helped me, and I've taken calculus and on all the maths, of course. I always tell people, when you look at what's A and what's B, you know, a 1 plus 2, it's always looking on what's on the opposite side of the equal sign. And so being a scientist, because I'm a scientist, it teaches me predictive analysis. And so how that has helped me in my leadership role and what my team is, and why I try to push them, is always thinking ahead. You know, when we're planning for events at the campus, I'm always asking them what if then statements. You know, okay, so we're planning this event. Have you thought about this? What about this? What's your rain plan? What's the backup plan? What's this? Because I'm always thinking that, and those type of critical, high thinking analysis is what I think science has prepared me to do. Well, one, I always say what I would have done a better job. Well, 2 things I would say. I would say get out of the fear. I would say that, you know, one thing that I made sure I did as a teacher was to always encourage all of my students and make science fun. A lot of kids are afraid of science, and really try to encourage students of color and females to go, which I think we're doing a much better job now with STEM than we did during my era, because obviously I'm much, much older than you all. I didn't have a lot of encouragement during my era to go into it, and matter of fact, I had teachers who discouraged me. I had teachers that really told me, because you're a female and because you're maybe a brown colored child, maybe you might want to choose another field. And it's so funny, one of those teachers, I ended up being that person's boss many years later when I became an assistant dean. So one of the things I would say, take your classes early. If that's your interest, take them obviously in high school, take them when you first go into college. Get tutoring. Don't be afraid of the classes, you know, and because I had that initial fear, I didn't take them as early as I could have, and just had to kind of catch up.
Did you enjoy teaching in middle school?
I enjoy, high school. I taught high school. I enjoyed teaching. I love teaching. I love doing the feeder pig dissections with my kids, and I love making science fun for them and learning fun in science.
Did you just want to teach like older kids? Or like
Yes, I did.
Okay.
That part I did. I think I love high school because right at that point, I'm a part of touching their next step in their career as they prepare for the future. So I definitely love high school. Plus, I think middle school and sixth grade run a lot. I was always stopping as a principal, I would stop my sixth grade from running all over the place. So I love high school.
So let's say, name one lesson you think your job would have taught you in life?
One lesson, what now?
Name what can you say, like name a lesson you think your job has taught you in life?
I would say meet a person where they are and not have any preconceived notions on what a person can do. And I say that because a lot of my students that I had during the time that I was a teacher, I started, when I was a science teacher, I started a dropout prevention program. I stepped out of science for 2 years and I started this program for students that were at risk, that were 2 grade levels behind. And these students would have never graduated on time. And whereas a lot of the teachers had given up on those students, I created this program and was able to catch them up. Those students have graduated. Obviously, they're older now. They've graduated. They've opened businesses. They finished college. They have military careers. And so because of that program, it saved them. So I always say sometimes people just need a second chance. They need a second chance, a second opportunity. They need nurturing, caring, and a different level of support.
Would you think about, restarting that program? Because, like, there's a lot of kids now that are, like, really at risk for dropping out of stuff. So would you, like, reconsider it?
Well, that program actually is still around. I started in Jacksonville, Florida. It actually went throughout the county and actually went throughout the state of Florida. It was adopted back in 2001. So, I mean, some forms of it was around and has been around throughout the years, actually, it's the program that when a student can get that, like when you have your state standardized test, and then when you get your certificate of completion, that's the same program, and it allows you to walk across the stage or whatever, and it's the same program. I started that program in 2001.
That's really cool.
Yep.
Innovator.
Yep.
So, like, for the teachers during the pandemic, like, do you have any advice for them?
Try to make sure that the lesson is engaging. Try to make sure that you keep a pulse on your students' mental health, because we understand that during the pandemic, mental health of students and families, we understand the statistics and how people, are losing people. So I would say just keep a pulse check of that and check in with your students. And see how they're doing, and try to really keep them engaging and upbeat, and try to get plugged into their technology and make sure if they are having some distant learning that they have the necessary technological tools if that's the case.
Where are you from?
Duval County, Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh, so she not from down.
You're not
No,
down
I'm not from here. And then I lived up in Nashville, Tennessee for a year.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I have to ask
I've been here since 2012 though. In
So
South
you
Florida.
really
In South
want to
Florida.
know.
In South
So
Florida.
do you know this question I'm asking you?
Yeah, since 2012.
Glade Central or Pahokee? Glade Central or Pahokee?
As far as what?
High school.
Football.
Like football.
High school.
I can't do that.
Yes,
I'm watching the both of them. I can never pick. No, I can't. Because I love both principals. Mr. Denard and Bola Morris is my sorority sister, so I can't do that. I can't, but I like Mr. Denard too. He's cool.
When you go to Mugbo, which side do you sit on?
Actually, I've never been to Mugbo yet.
So
I'm always out of town for whatever reason when Mugbo hits.
Like, which would you pick? Pahokee or Glade Central?
I don't want to pick.
You got to.
I don't want to pick. I think I sit in the middle. I'm not gonna pick
No,
sides.
we got to add it.
I'm staying on that one. I don't eat bananas. No, I don't eat bananas because I don't like bananas.
Oh, you just don't like it. Yeah.
Second question. My dream vacation is.
Hawaii.
For retirement, I see myself.
For retirement, I see myself being rich
Yeah, rich. I like that.
or an entrepreneur.
I don't ever regret.
I don't ever regret the decisions I've made because I try to really make well thought out decisions.
It makes you who you are.
Yeah.
If I'm going out with friends, I would.
Try to figure out what we're doing in advance because I got to get my outfit right. I love family and friends. I have really quality relationships, 30-year friendships in my life, and that means a lot to me. Male and female friendships, that means a lot to me. I have some solid people in my life.
Well, it was very nice having you.
Thank you all.
It's been real.
You know, it's her, us, it, me. So we out. So it's really been fun. Love having y'all. Listen, y'all. Hope to back to see y'all again soon.
Bye.
It's out.